The universe is big and old. And yet Christians are heard to claim that, after billions of years of silence, God focused all his attention on one species, on one tiny planet. Seriously? Isn't that just like an ancient tribe thinking that it's the only civilization in the world and that its gods are the only ones? And if the Christian message is true, why did God take so long to show up? And why would he take such a unique interest in our species on our planet? Many people think that the Christian view of God's interest in us is really just a projection of our own self-importance. And while this may have been okay in the world before Copernicus, who demonstrated that the Earth is not the centre of the universe, now science has put us in our proper place. So the Christian message says that the universe's creator became a human being at one point in this vast history and at one place in this vast universe. But what are the chances of that? What are the chances that if there is a God at all, that he would notice us at all? Well, you know, our age is not the first one to look at the vastness of the stars and to puzzle at why God pays us any attention. 1,000 years before Jesus was born, one writer in the Bible asked, "What is man that you are mindful of him? The human race that you bother about them?" What are the chances that the Creator, if he exists, would pay us any attention at all, let alone actually become one of us? Well, I admit that the chances are tiny, given the size of the universe. But who says it's a matter of chance? The Bible doesn't. Now, some people do. You, perhaps. But you have a question to consider too. How do you rate the probability that unguided processes have generated the world we know today in the time that astrophysics allows? The odds for that are minuscule. Well, we could stay up half the night and debate what explains better the world as we know it, unguided forces or an all-knowing creator. But for me, it's Jesus of Nazareth who settles the issue. Because no matter how unlikely we consider it that God would turn up at one time in one place in history, if he actually turns up, then the discussion is over. And the evidence strongly suggests that he has turned up in person in Jesus of Nazareth. Now, why would anybody think that? Well, the cosmos served this person, Jesus. So, for example, the sky lit up in the middle of the night when he was born, and then a star led worshippers to his childhood home. At his crucifixion, the sky went dark in the middle of the day, the earth shook, and it rumbled at his resurrection too. And then Jesus repeatedly demonstrated authority over the natural world. He calmed a storm with a word, he walked on water, he recreated limbs and reversed the very processes of death. Now, whether that's likely or not in theory, I'm claiming that it actually happened. That the Creator God did become part of the human race on this earth and committed himself to it forever. And I know it's mind-boggling. Believers stand amazed that a God who is greater than the universe should have entered it. We're overwhelmed that a God of total purity would get himself dirty in the pigsty we've made of the world. But we believe that he has, because of Jesus. Now, you might instinctively feel that the Bible story just can't be true, given the vastness of time and space. I mean, it is an earth-focused story with the human race made in God's image at the centre, and the human race dragging this world into decay and death. Really? But when Jesus turns up to complete that story, it becomes clear that it really is true. I invite you to look at Jesus with an open mind. Take up one of the accounts in the Bible and read it carefully. I suggest Luke's Gospel. You know, I'll send you one if you get in touch with me to request one. Read it carefully. And then ask yourself whether maybe God in fact has reached out, not only to little humanity in general, but actually to you in particular.